Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to another ASX Daily Rundown video. We are almost at the end of trading today. So it is currently 4:09 p.m. and market index says the closing auction or the matching of buy and sell bids will be done in about 1.5 minutes. So that means trading will have finished for the day. And as I look at the market index homepage, we had a pretty good day today. And when I say we, I'm talking about the ASX. And that's relatively speaking compared to the American markets. I'm pretty sure most of the indices there were down slightly. So the Dow Jones down 0.03%, NASDAQ 0.05%, S&P down 0.04%, and the Russell 2000 was up 0.5%. So good day for small caps on the American markets. But here we had a pretty good day. And I have a feeling, and I'll confirm this feeling in a second, that we were led by iron ore companies. So BHP, Fortescue, and Rio Tinto, because iron ore has been a bit of a tear the last 2 days. I'll confirm that in a second when we have a look at the best performing sectors and indices today on the ASX. Now, after I have a look at what happened on the ASX today, I'm going to go through the announcements. And if I had one word to describe announcements today, I would say underwhelming, disappointing, possibly even boring. It was the sort of day where you don't write home about. Nothing much happened. Now, just because nothing much happened doesn't mean a few company share price didn't rise by 50% or fall by 50%, but not the type of announcements I am looking for. So I'm looking for trading updates, financial results. We did have one company release their Appendix 4C. That was after trading began. And that was released by a company that is not even trading right now. They've been in suspension for about 1 year. But I'll touch upon that company later in the video. So before we have a look at the announcements, before we have a look at the best performing and worst performing companies on the ASX today, and before we have a look at the charts, I did sell out of one company, and I'll talk about that company during this video, at some point in this video. Let's have a look to see how the market performed today, because the ASX is now closed. Do I have to refresh market index, or does it update itself? I'm not sure. It's taken a while to update. Maybe it's just thinking, or maybe my system's all down. Who knows? I do have fiber to the premises, so this should be quick. It should be quick. Doesn't always mean it is going to be quick. There it goes. Anyway, so a pretty good day on the ASX. XJO all odds up just below 0.5%. Small ords not up much, which does surprise me because the small caps in America performed the best, up only 0.13%. Tech had a good day today, which is also surprising because the Nasdaq was down, so tech was up. And just by looking at this little graph here, you can barely see it. Tech was actually down within the first maybe 30 minutes, and then it rallied in the first half of the day. And resources up 1.4%. So the main reason I think we had a pretty good day today was because of mining companies, in particular iron ore. So let's have a look at the different indices and sectors. We already know what performed the best. Materials, utilities also performed pretty good today, up 1%. Discretionary up 0.7%. Industrial 0.5%. And financials up 0.5%. While the worst performing sectors, no surprise here, real estate down 1%. Healthcare down at 0.64%. I did sell out of Cochlear because the share price went below my sell point, and I want to follow my rules. When the share price of a company falls below the point, my stop loss, I'm going to listen to that rule and sell out. So that's why I actually did sell out of Cochlear. A small profit, say maybe a 5% profit, but I'm going to take that. Not surprising, real estate had a bad day because there is chatter in the Twitterverse about rising bond yields. And I think it was Jamie Dimon, was it JP Morgan CEO, talking about interest rates possibly getting up to 8% and inflation being way more stickier than what we're thinking. So there is a little bit more chatter around that, which is sort of normal. So we've been talking about falling interest rates. Now we're going back to possibly interest rates rising again, or inflation being a little bit more sticky. In another month or so, we're talking about inflation falling to 2% within the next 2 years, another 26 interest rate cuts by this time next year. Now on to the indices. So, of course, ASX 200 Resources had a good day. Banks had a good day, up 0.76%, and ASX 20 up 0.64%. So we were led by the big companies on the ASX. And you can steadily see that by comparing the ASX 20 performance compared to the 100, 50, 200, 300. They all go down the list, although ASX 150 are flipped. And the ASX 300 only up 0.45%. I thought that was the all odds. That's not. And gold only up 0.28%. And the small odds only up 0.13%, which is the small odds up here. Anyway, so I'm going to just open up the ASX 200 and see how the different companies, the 20 different companies in this indice performed. I'm assuming at this point that the best performing companies were iron ore plays. So let's have a look. We'll start with the worst performing companies: Santos, Goodman Group, James Hardie, Macquarie, Telstra, CSL, and QBE Insurance, all down. So only 7 out of the 20 companies down, but 13 companies up, including, let's turn this around, best performing companies. And yes, the 3 best performing companies in the ASX 200, not the 200, the ASX 20 were iron ore companies. So Rio Tinto up 3.2%, Fortescue 1.9%, and BHP up 1.8%. Unfortunately, I'm owning no iron ore companies right now. And I sold out of Fenix, and I'm pretty sure Fenix is probably, their chart looks pretty good. Let's have a look at Fenix, just because I have a feeling it's up. No, it's up to 27.5 cents. Anyway, I probably should show you the iron ore. Yeah, let's have a look at iron ore. FEF1, here it is. I've already mentioned it's been on a little bit of a tear the last 2 days. So it was in a downtrend. It's still in a downtrend. This is not the end of the downtrend. But we've had a couple of days where iron ore prices have rallied, up 4.8% yesterday and a further 2.4% today. So it do look really bearish, falling below $102. Now it's back up above $106 after falling below $100 for a brief period of time. So we have been saved by iron ore today. It has saved the Australian economy many times in the past, and today it has saved the ASX. Not completely. I think the banks helped as well, but we had a good day because of the iron ore companies and banks, of which I own a few. Banks, not iron ore companies. Anyway, let's have a look at the announcements today. And it was a boring day. I'm going to be honest with you, it was a boring day. I didn't have much to write home about. Not that I write home at all. I did send one tweet out. That was on Somnomed. So I'll look at Somnomed later in the video. But other than Somnomed, I was really struggling to find something that really intrigued me. Now, a company called Pacific Edge released an announcement titled Quarterly Update, CX Bladder Test Volume Steady in Q4. I did open up this announcement. So let's just open it up. And there was sort of like a bit of commentary, and then there was a presentation. That's why this announcement was 12 pages long. So they're talking about how their volumes were steady, even though the full-time equivalent staff or sales rep is down. In fact, it went down from 21 in the third quarter 2024 to 16 in the fourth quarter. So they decreased their costs, their spending on staff, but they maintain their volumes. And that should be good for this company moving forward. I had a look at the half-year results that they did release in November. Pacific Edge will release their full-year results in May. This is a New Zealand-based company, so they have a slightly different, and you can see that by the location here, Dunedin, New Zealand. So New Zealand has a slightly different calendar, financial calendar than we do, and a lot of those New Zealand-based companies release their results in May, which is next month. Now, why am I talking about results? I had a look at the half-year results. They released in November, and this company had a loss of $15 million, and it was a real loss. There was no one-offs there. They had about $15 or $16 million of revenue, and they had about $30 million in expenses. So spending a lot of money in sales rep, spending a lot of money in administration, research and development, burning through a lot of cash, but they do have about $60 million in cash and cash equivalents. Now, what was really interesting about Pacific Edge when it comes to this company, they are New Zealand based, but when you have a look at the chart, the one thing I did notice, and I haven't really been following this company all too closely, even though a couple of posters or viewers of this channel have actually mentioned Pacific Edge in the last answer replies videos. When I look at the chart, share price of this company back in 2021 when they listed was $1.60. Share price now is 7.9 cents. And the markup of this company is $60 million at 7.9 cents. So the share price has fallen about 95%, which means the markup of this company, if they have done no significant capital raisings, the markup of this company when they listed on the ASX was over $1 billion. Now it's $60 million. So this company has been an absolute wealth destroyer for its initial shareholders. For those shareholders who took part in the IPO, who bought at $1.60, have seen their wealth absolutely destroyed by this company. It hasn't been, or wasn't helped when they released something on the 7th of June. Share price on that day fell 74%. Something to do with Medicare coverage, if I remember correctly. But the only interesting thing about Pacific Edge chart is after that particular date, 7th of June 2023, share price is just going sideways. And the other thing you have to be aware about this company is it is illiquidly traded. And what I mean by that is sometimes you don't see many shares traded on a day-to-day basis. So only one trade today, 92 shares traded. Those 92 shares traded were worth $7. And if you look at the trade history, last time shares were traded before today was the 4th of April, and before that was the 27th of March. And we've seen some days here where you don't see many shares traded at all, and many days, 0 shares traded. So you do have to be aware of that. I'd say the major listing or the main listing for this company is on the New Zealand Stock Exchange. So if you do have access to the New Zealand Stock Exchange and you like this company, you think this company is worth over $1 billion, maybe you should buy it on the New Zealand Stock Exchange, not the ASX. But I am looking forward to this company's 4-year results, just to see if the decrease in staff, the sales rep, have helped this company get closer to the important inflection point of becoming operating cash flow and free cash flow positive. I still think this company is well off from reaching that goal, but they do have to reach that goal because they are burning through a lot of cash. And they have, even though they have $60 million of cash on hand, which funny enough is the market caps of the company, don't think they have debt. So this company is almost trading at cash and cash equivalents at this point in time, which probably suggests the market is not that confident about the near-term future of this company, particularly on this company reaching that inflection point. And I think there is a bit of uncertainty about that Medicare coverage as well. That's all I'm going to talk about when it comes to Pacific Edge. Probably spent a little bit too much time on that. Now, Spartan Resources released an announcement. Drilling hits visible gold over 1 kilometer depth below never. Now, the reason I brought this company up, is because someone actually did ask or request this company in one of my videos. So I did have a quick look at it. The chart looks really good. A beautiful looking chart, Spartan Resources. And I actually did have a look at this, a sneak before I started recording this video. And I did see the share price down 12%. So obviously this was a negative announcement. I'm not going to even open it up, but the market did not like it. So does that hurt the chart? So let's have a look at a nice looking chart, possibly has been destroyed by one announcement. Spartan Resources? No. I still think the chart looks pretty good. This was a bad day. Whenever the share price is down 11.2%, it's bad. Some high volume coming in, but not extreme volume. The one thing I have added to my volume is a moving average. So I'm pretty sure, in fact, I can tell you right now, the moving average, no, I can't tell you. Inputs. Not sure what the moving average is. They don't say. It was some sort of script in Trading View. But I do like a moving average just to see how much more the volume or how less the volume is compared to normal. And today was an abnormally large volume day, but this does not destroy the trend. Now, if we see the share price fall from 60 cents all the way down to, say, 40 cents, then you could probably say the trend has changed, sentiment has shifted from positive to negative. But this is not a change in trend for Spartan Resources. So that for those who like this company and not shareholders, possibly today is a time to take a position in this company. Anyway, Spartan Resources. Now let's have a look at some other companies that have released announcements on this pretty boring day. No trading updates or no significant trading updates. Miramar Resources, gold and nickel exploration date. Share price up 36.4%. I'm not even going to look at this company. I had a look at this company when they released this announcement. Very quick look at the announcement itself. But then I had a look at the chart. I went, nah, not even going to look at this company. And this is why. Really good volume today, however. So impressed by the volume, but the volume did nothing. Even though share price went up 36%, share price did nothing. And why am I saying did nothing? Just look at the chart. Share price was higher than it is today only 4 trading days ago. And the share price is in a well-defined downtrend. So no reason to get excited. The only reason I might even think about looking at this company in the future is just the volume. Volume speaks louder than anything else. Volume and price action, actually. And volume is saying there is someone interested in this company, but it could just be day traders. So maybe I'll just put this on my daily outlook or daily watch list just to see how the company's share price performs after today. My thinking is this was just a one-off. Volume would significantly decrease over the next few days, and all the day traders will get out, and nothing's going to happen significantly to this company's share price. Other than that, I'm trying to remember what else was released. I'm just going to decrease the font. It's getting annoying. Can't remember anything else. So even though TEDx Pharmaceuticals released an announcement, I don't really care. It just completes. It's not a price-sensitive announcement, in my opinion. Telix completes acquisition of ISO Therapeutics. Share price probably went down a little bit, but it's healthcare, but nothing much. Winsome Resources corporate presentation. I don't care about those. Melodial Global Health House Australian corporate update. No, don't care. Yeah, Solstice. That's interesting. Solstice Minerals talking about space stuff. We had a solar eclipse in America. South America, maybe Central America and North America. And yeah, I'm trying to remember where it started. Definitely through like Dallas, through parts of New York, Ohio. I was thinking of going to it. And if you've never experienced a total solar eclipse, I highly recommend it. I've experienced one in my life and it was an amazing experience. Only lasted for a few minutes, but I will never forget that experience. I saw a lot of people complaining about solar eclipses today, but I can almost guarantee you they were or did not see totality. When I say totality, the whole sun covered by the moon. They had a partial eclipse, not a total solar eclipse. So anyway, Solstice Minerals just reminded me of that today. And I just can't remember nothing else. Nothing at all. Spark Technologies, to go to SPN, Spark Hydrogen, successful testing at CSIRO Energy Centre. I opened up that because it just looked interesting and it went right over my head. Novatti, market-led customer focus, sees commercial lift in Australia and New Zealand. Share price up 9.84%. So let's have a look at the chart for Novatti. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh, but this company is definitely not profitable, definitely not operating cash flow or free cash flow positive. And again, the chart does nothing for me. Even though the share price up almost 10% today, nothing at all for me. In fact, today, really interesting trading this company. At one point in time, the share price of this company was below 5 cents. So it opened at 6.1 cents, went to a high of 6.7, low of 4.7, and closed at 6.7. So it did close at the high today, but at one point in today, share price was as low as 4.7. Let's have a look at today. Yeah, it happened at 11 a.m. There was big selling. In about a 20-minute period, share price went from about 6 cents down to 4.7 cents and then recovered almost immediately. Not sure what happened there for Novatti Group. And to be honest with you, I don't really care. Chart looks horrible. Although you could probably say maybe there is some sort of base forming, some sort of consolidation period formed. But I need to see a little bit longer period for me to get excited. And I probably need to see a really good financial result from the company. So that's all I'm going to talk about when it comes to Novatti. I had a look at rice growers, proposed changes to New South Wales rice vesting arrangements. That also went over my head. I have no idea what rice vesting means or rice vesting arrangements. Share price up a little bit. Auric Resources. I did see this company had a nice day, but I don't think it had to do with this announcement because it has to do with Helix, which is an investment of Auric Resources. And Strandline. So a company called Strandline Resources released a company update. I looked at it and went, oh, this looks really interesting. Maybe this is going to be my announcement of the day. So talking about record monthly HMC production. So sounded really good, change in management or something along those lines. New management coming in, operations updates. So I thought, oh, this is a company to follow today. And then I looked at the chart and I went, oh, the chart looks interesting because of volume increases back a few months ago. And then I looked at the month and it was October last year. And then on to the last day traded, and 26th of October 2023. And yes, this company right now is not trading. They're in suspension for some reason, probably to do with funding or something like that. So they've been in suspension since October. So what looked like it could have been an interesting announcement to follow, who cares? They're in suspension. Matters not. Other than that, yeah. Oh, Ansell, this is an interesting one. So they had a capital raising and an acquisition. So they successfully completed their $400 million placement today. This is really important, how the market perceived this particular acquisition, because the capital raising was at a discount. So if the share price fell by a fair bit, say towards the capital raising price, the market doesn't like this acquisition. If the share price rose today, the market liked it. I have no idea. Or the market liked the acquisition. So let's have a look at the Ansell chart for today. I wouldn't say this is a breakout because there was a little bit of weakness in the share price today. The reason I say weakness is because the share price closed below the open of the day. So share price opened at $26.27 and closed at $25.48. So there was a little bit of selling in Ansell today. But in saying that, the share price closed just above the highs we saw back in January, which means the share price right now, apart from the high today, share price right now is at about a 9-month high. So a potential breakout when it comes to Ansell, but I just don't like the one-day candlestick with the share price almost closing at the low of the day, which means there's this little bit of weakness, a little bit of selling today. The other thing I should look at is just a 5-minute chart, just to see when the selling was. Yeah, the selling almost immediately. So a little bit too much excitement when this company opened today, and that could have been retail investors, and the share price closed. And funny enough, here we go. So I put this line in for the old highs we saw back in January, and the share price bounced off those highs at about 2:40 p.m. Look at that, beautiful bounce, perfect bounce. I might put Ansell onto my Buy Australia watch list. I'll look at those companies in that watch list tomorrow morning to see whether there might be a nice little trade tomorrow during trading. Okay, so that's Ansell. They're back to trading. Nothing. Just gonna have a look at how some of these companies performed. Nothing. Or Auric Mining. Actually, this is an interesting one. I actually did see this later on in the day when I came back to my computer because I completely missed it. First gold campaign of 2024 to commence mid-April. I don't know anything about this company, but this particular announcement, when I had a quick look, did slightly interest me. First cash expected for joint venture in May 2024. The first parcel of approximately 40,000 tonnes is due to be toll treated imminently, which is great news. And this is the company's words. With a gold price around $3,500 an ounce, the timing is perfect. All the pointers show that Jeffrey's find, which must be the mine, Jeffrey's find gold mine, will be a substantial cash producer for us during the coming 12 months. I probably have to do a little bit more research on this company and how did the market react. Up 5%. Okay. And it's been down, up and down a fair bit today. Let's have a look at the chart. I'm pretty sure I had a look at this company recently in a recent video. Chart looks real. The chart looks good. Yes, the chart looks good. I like this. I'd love to see it pull back to say 17 cents. That would be perfect. Maybe even 18 cents. That would be brilliant. But increasing volume, chart and uptrend. This is a brilliant looking chart. And I have to do a little bit of research on Auric Mining. So whoever recommended this company, I have been tracking 360 by today, by the way. I'll talk about 360 or Live 360 later in the video. This is just me, like a thing for me not to forget, a reminder for me not to forget. Okay, and then we have Somnomed. Now, I can't really discuss too much about Somnomed because they're not trading just yet because they are doing a placement. But this is a revised guidance and capital raising. This company went to a trading halt recently. And whenever a company goes in trading halt, in regards to a revised trading update, it's going to be negative. Maybe not always, but in experience, a company doesn't go into a trading halt because of a updated guidance when it's positive. And usually if it's a positive update, they're not going to do a capital raising. So this was negative. So share price of Somnomed before they went into a trading halt was 38.5 cents. So revised 24 guidance. So they're raising 22.6 million, which means they're going to be increasing shares on issue by about 100 million. And if I remember correctly, the company has about 100 million shares on issue. So this is a significant dilution for shareholders. I'm just going to confirm that. Somnomed. I do this through Market Index. Now, some of the platforms aren't completely accurate with shares on issue or market caps. So according to Market Index, Somnomed has 108.59 million shares on issue and the market cap is 41.8 million. So this is going to be a significant dilution for shareholders. And the other things to pay attention to, well, this is revised 24 guidance. So the first thing I want to know is whether this is an upgrade or downgrade. And right away I said, or before I said, this is going to be a downgrade. And is it? Yes, it is. And this is a revenue downgrade. So revenue growth guidance of between 6 and 9% versus previous guidance of 12+%, related to inability to meet customer demand due to manufacturing capacity constraints. So do go through quite a few reasons why this was a downgrade. A revised 24 EBITDA, I missed this bit, guidance of flat versus previous guidance of 3 million. So this is a revenue and profit downgrade due to the same reasons before, plus delayed implementation of cost initiatives announced in January 2024. And the capital raising, 22.6 million. So I want to know the price. So let's have a look at the price. I sort of know it already. I think it's 21 cents. I'm just going to confirm it. So they're raising 107.5 million shares. So 107.5 million shares with 108.59 million. So shares on issue will double for Somnomed, and the share price is 21 cents. So when shares start trading again for Somnomed, the share price more than likely will open, say 22 to 24 cents, and don't be surprised to see the share price fall even below 21 cents. I don't think this will be treated not fairly, but will be treated well by the market when it opens. And the other thing to note when it comes to Somnomed is the chart. The chart is absolutely ugly, an ugly looking chart. Share price has dropped from $2.50 to probably about 20 cents when it opens. So share price has dropped 90% when it opens again from late 2021 to April 2024. So this is definitely not a company you want to have in your portfolio. Okay, so that's Somnomed. Not good. Heartland Group, I don't know anything about that company. Share price did drop because they did a capital raising. I'm not going to open up that. Anteris has gone into a trading halt to do a capital raising. This is a company, I just don't understand why the market cap of this is 416 million. For a company that's been around for 15 years or so, used to be called Ademys, used to be called Allied Health. And they've always changed their name, and it always seems like they changed their business model slightly or even a little bit significantly, and a new group of investors, retail investors, get excited about the company. And what I mean by that is just have a look at the chart for this company. The ticker code's completely changed as well. Have a look at the weekly chart. Yes. So been around for a long time. And I still remember this company back in 2013. You can see the share price went on a massive tear up to $180. Share price was not $180. This company's been burning through cash for at least 15 years. And the reason why it says $180 is because the company did so many capital raising. The shares on issue just ballooned to a massive amount, and they had to do a share recapitalization. So share price was not $180 then. If I remember correctly, share price was like 10 cents. 10 cents. Now it says $180. That just shows you how much dilution the company has given to their shareholders. But for some reason, a new group of investors love this company right now, even though they've been completely failed in the past. Maybe it's new management. Maybe there's got something exciting in the pipeline. But they've always had something exciting in the pipeline. They've just never materialized or reached their potential. Materialize that potential. That's probably the best way to say it. Anyway, Anteris. And there's one other company I want to look at, not ACDC metals. I want to look at a company called Ovanti, because they released an Appendix 4C. Never heard of this company before. So who the hell is Ovanti? Typically, I do know companies and companies' names. So the best way to do this is just put OVT. There used to be a company on the ASX with a ticker code OVT. That company used to be called Ovato. OVATO. And what is interesting, if no, maybe not here, but there's somewhere where it actually has Avato in the website name. So Advanti suspended. I shall get to that in a second. Ovanti, formerly IUPay. IOUPay. Okay, I know who IOUPay is. And even though this company released an Appendix 4C, I opened it up, had a look at it, and then I went, why did I bother? Because of this reason. So let's have a look at this company's chart. OVT, Avanti. Have a look at the daily chart. The last time shares in this company were traded were in March 2023. So it's on about just over 1 year ago. No trading since then. Have a look at the ticker code. Announcements recently released by this company. Loans and placement to raise $1 million, placement to raise $500,000, issue of convertible notes to raise $830,000. Just an ugly group of announcements here. Change of company name and ASX ticker happened in February. There you go. So no trading this company happening right now. No interest in IUPay or Ovanti at this point in time. So definitely not going to do any sort of video on this company, even though they were the second company to release Appendix 4C for the March quarter. And unless another company has released an announcement recently, let's just update the events. So PV1, Provaris Energy, GES and Provaris to develop Rotterdam H2 import facility. Don't care. Okay, let's have a look at the best performing companies on the ASX today. Stock scans. Solstice Minerals. I did not discuss this company. Let's have a look at the chart first. SLS. Anything to get excited about? Maybe. Looks like this company listed on the ASX back in May 2022. Share price in a downtrend. A lot of volume came in today. So I think this is something worth studying a little bit more, researching a little bit more. Solstice Minerals. But first, what's the market? $15 million. That Miramar Resources that I mentioned, I think, earlier in the video, market cap of 2.2 million. Anyway, Solstice Minerals, what did they do today? Sale of Hobbs exploration license for 12.5 million. So just without even opening up this announcement, I would say this company now has at least $12.5 million of cash on hand, which sort of makes sense. And the market cap of this company is now $15 million. So I can see why the share price rose 50%, because the market went, wait, they're getting this money, and now this company could be trading under cash backing. So we're going to raise the value of this company. So I can sort of understand, but that sort of announcement doesn't excite me at all. They're selling something, getting a little bit of cash. What they do with that cash is more important, and I have no idea. I'm just assuming they do have plans with that cash. Other than that, I've already gone through none of these companies because there's nothing exciting here. Let's have a look by market cap. Liontown Resources had a good, Elders had a nice little bounce. Maybe I was a little bit too quick to hit the sell trigger, but it was a sell for me immediately when they released their trading update. Other than that, Aries Resources had a good day. Appen, good day, but nothing here that I want to research any further or have a further look. Veeam just keeps going higher. What's happening, Veeam? I missed this one. Look at that. There was a breakout back in late last year. In fact, if you bought this in November last year, you could have bought it at about 70 cents when the breakout happened, and it's more than doubled since then. Market cap of this company is 252 million. Geez, the sentiment in this company has just shifted dramatically from 1 year ago. Really negative sentiment in this company 1 year ago. Now it's just gone positive. Anyway, so yeah, go Veeam, go shareholders. You've done shouldn't congratulate shareholders because they've done nothing, just hold the company. Maybe it's management. Maybe management have done something really good with that company. I don't know. Top losers, nothing here of excitement, which it's not surprising because nothing really happened on the ASX today when it comes to announcements. And by market cap, Heartland Group, Spartan Resources, Qoria, it's not surprising there because they were up a fair bit yesterday. Collidus, blah, 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 blah. Nothing to talk about when it comes to the best performing and the worst performing companies on the ASX today. Let's have a look at a couple of charts. Oh, yeah, first one is I sold two companies today. PEXA, and I'll show you why. So PEXA I bought at 13.34. So 10% down is around about $12. So I put my sell price just above $12, and the share price of PEXA is now right on $12. So today it fell below my sell position 4 bad days in a row. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of bounce, but I don't know. So just 4 bad days in a row. And when the share price fell below my sell point, I decided to get out and just listen to my rules, because the trade has not gone the way I thought it might. It's gone the opposite way, and I want to ride my winners and sell my losers. So PEXA, even though there could be a bounce, I'm not going to chance it. I'm going to listen to my rules. And some pretty good volume coming in the last 4 days as well, which also makes me think, what's happening here with PEXA Group? And the other company was Cochlear. So we know that Health had a negative day today, and Cochlear was a part of that. So I bought at $308. Share price went on a beautiful rally, and I put in my sell point right on the old hot lows we saw back on the 21st of March. And today, yeah, share price of Cochlear just fell straight through that. So immediate sell, take profits. Share price is above the price I bought. Small profits, but yeah, I like to take that. But share price is still an uptrend. When you look at this, share price is still an uptrend. Now, if I see the share price get to say $300, and I see a little bit of strength in the share price at that point, I actually might take another position in Cochlear. But at this point in time, listen to my rules. So those are the 2 companies I sold today. What companies am I thinking of buying? So on my buy list, most of the companies had a pretty good day today. Only 2 companies down. I have Mesoblast here, so I'm not even thinking about buying Mesoblast. So I've already put 2 companies on the list today, Ansell and Auric. So Jumbo, I was thinking about this company today. Jumbo, SG Fleet had another good day today. Enero was another company I'm thinking of buying. And it looks like it's starting to rally again. That's a good sign. Paragon Health. Yeah, so a few companies on my potential buy list that are doing it pretty good. And the other thing I'm going to do later, after I've finished recording this video, is, and I do this every single trading day, is I go through my short-term portfolio or my trading portfolio, and I look for companies that are getting close to a buy signal. So for instance, ServiceStream had a good day today, so it's bounced off my sell point 2 days ago. So what companies might be getting close? I know A2 Milk was getting close, but the share price did rally today. In fact, it looks like it's bounced off my sell position. 360. I'll talk about 360 in a second. That'll be the last thing I'll talk about in today's video. Email payments, another negative day. What's happening with email payments? Like 5, 6 down days in a row. My sell point for email payments is $1. I think it might bounce off $1. That could be interesting. So possible, add to my position. Other than that, few red. I don't have to, yeah, PEXA, can get rid of that. A few companies down today. That's okay. It's okay. So it's really only email payments, maybe A2 Milk, that are getting close to any sell point for me at this point in time. Now let's have a look at 360. So 360 released that positive trading update yesterday, and we did see a little bit of selling today. Share price down 3.1%. Now I'll go back to ComSec. So I was following the 1-minute chart on this company, and around about or between 2 and 3 p.m., I thought, oh, the downtrend has coming to an end, because you can see the share price was trying to go sideways, trying to form a little bit of base consolidation periods. We also saw a decrease in volume, and that decrease in volume started at 30 minutes before 2 p.m. So that's a good sign that selling may have come to an end. But what I was waiting for between 2 and 3 p.m., and I was at my computer just refreshing this, what I was waiting for was either share price to get above $13.80. But if the share price fell, that would be a negative sign. So I was just waiting for a breakout. And if I saw a breakout of about $13.88 to $13.90, I actually could have taken a short-term trading position in this company. But just before 3 p.m., we saw a little bit of weakness. Share price went from about $13.83 down to $13.81. on a little bit of volume. And then right on 3 p.m., there was a dump. Someone just jumped shares on market. We saw some massive volume coming in right on 3 p.m. Share price tumbled to $13.76. And that was it. So there wasn't going to be a breakout. The shares above and returned to a little bit of negative sentiment in this company. And we saw some really big volume the rest of the trading day for 360. Let's just update the 1-minute chart. Here we go. Yeah, in fact, if you just, yeah. So share price closed at 13.74. Not sure why, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a good day for Life 360 tomorrow because this was a good announcement, I think, and this is just validation the company is performing really well. But I'm thinking of adding to my trading position, but today was a negative day for Life 360. So that's all I've got for today's video. Fairly dull day on the ASX. Not many interesting announcements, and I thought this video would have been much shorter than it was. So at least I've talked for about 30 minutes. 40 minutes, geez, what have I been talking about? Anyway, I'm not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who's qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for the video. Have a good day. Bye.